I just poked my eyeball. Ow. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, I want to apologize for not having a video up for 2 weeks, and let me explain what happened. And my voice just cracked right there. So basically what happened is, the first week I kind of got the flu, or a cold, or something of that nature, where basically I just had headaches and all this blah 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 blah. I was not feeling good whatsoever, and that took about a week to kind of get rid of. And then for some reason, God decides to send down a fucking bitch and give me a freaking throat problem, throat illness thing, because I'm not clever enough to remember the word. Anyways, basically what happened is my uvula kind of got really swollen, basically to the point where I was swallowing it and it was going down my throat, and it was really disgusting, and I don't ever want to do that ever again because ew. But yeah, so basically that was happening, and that's kind of why I didn't end up making a video for 2 weeks. I was just not feeling good, not up to it, and it was just bad. And one other thing, I did kind of go through a little breakdown earlier this morning, but I'm perfectly fine, everything's all good and stuff. I'm better, I'm good, and yeah, that's it, basically. I just wanted to explain that. But there's one more problem. One more teeny tiny problem. I have a fucking zit on my fucking nose. You don't understand how frustrating this is. It hurts. It shows up in every picture I fucking take. I'm sounding like a typical white girl right now. Fucking pimple. And I can't get rid of it. It's frustrating, okay? I'm sorry. I'm being weird. But you guys should already know this. I'm fucking terrifyingly stupid. But yeah, so that's basically it. I just have a pimple, I was sick, and yeah, so anyways, to the actual point of this video, today's video is actually going to be talking about fears. Now, this is gonna be more of a emotional slash something you guys can actually relate to, probably, I don't know. I've been wanting to get around to making this video for a while because it's something that I feel like you guys struggle with and something that you guys would like me to talk about. Now, I'm going to talk about two different types of fears. There's irrational fears, and then there's real fears. Gross. First of all is the irrational fears. Now, irrational fears are something like scared of spiders, scared of snakes, scared of the dark. Now, me personally, I haven't had irrational fears in a while. I mean, I do, but I don't. Not like, you know, creatures or animals and stuff like that. Spiders don't really scare me. They used to, but they don't bug me that much anymore. Get it? No, sorry, I'm wrong. Spiders are not bugs. They're technically arachnids. Anyways, which is but yeah, so I don't have irrational fears, but I know a lot of you guys struggle with some irrational fears. Now, there's something that I want to touch up on just because I know some of you guys fear some of these. One, possibly the dark. Now, I know a lot of people for some reason fear the dark. I used to be terrified of the dark, but I never really understood why people are scared of the dark. Now, I mean, I understand that, you know, some people believe that they see stuff in the dark, or that's what they're afraid of, is not being able to see anything. It's pitch black and you can't see anything, so you're always assuming something's there. So I understand the fear of it. But realistically, guys, if you are scared of the dark, try these little tips. First of all, look at, like, if you see a creature or something that you're terrified of, look directly at it. If it stays there, run your ass out of there. But if it disappears, then it's not really there. It's all a trick of your mind. Realistically, most of these fears are just a trick of your brain that are basically telling you, I'm scared and I don't like this. So basically, that's one of the main things you want to do. Second of all, put yourself in the dark. Make yourself the controller of the night. That's how I got out of it. Back then, when I used to be terrified of the dark, I would make myself like a superpowered god that, you know, controls the dark, controls every creature in the night. Just something that can get my head from, you know, freaking the hell out. Just something to get myself out of it. It was the easiest thing to do after, you know, a couple attempts at that, and to the point where I can sleep in the dark and I can't sleep with lights or shit on. I can only sleep with my AC, but that's ambient noise. Next one is clowns. I know a lot of people are scared of clowns. Every single girl that I know is terrified of clowns. I never understood this one. Clowns don't scare me, so I've never been able to figure out. I did have a friend who told me that one of the main reasons she's scared of clowns is you don't know who's behind that mask. You know, someone's wearing a lot of makeup, giant nose, you know, gloves. You don't know who's actually behind the mask. So that's basically what a lot of people are terrified of, according to her. I've never really been able to figure this out, but if you are scared of clowns, the best thing to do is go up to one and actually talk to them. A lot of people, they just think clowns are all scary and spooky and weird, but I know several clowns. I went to clown college, well, not clown college, but at clown school for a few days, and, you know, I kind of got the basic idea of being a clown because I'm fucking weird. But they're not people that you should be scared of. Now, some of them get drunk and kind of murder people, but that's different. That's not every clown. There's a lot of clowns that are really nice, so if you're terrified of clowns, actually go try to talk to one, not freak out and panic every time you see one. Now, here's an irrational fear that I have. I definitely have this one. It's always been a really big deal, and it's basically gonna explain why I haven't left my room for about 4 or 5 years. The fear of people. Now, this one I know more than almost anyone. This one is the worst fear ever. Okay, that's technically not true, but basically what happens is every time I go out into public or go into large areas of people, I tend to have a panic attack. And, you know, if there's someone with me, someone around me that I know, I'm kind of fine, but, you know, I still can't be in large crowds. I was in high school and I was going to my class for the first time. I had no friends in my class whatsoever. I had no one that I knew, and I started freaking out and panicking, and I just couldn't be there. 2 days into the school, I left and never went back. I couldn't go back physically. It was just really, really bad, and I was terrified of it, and it just ended up, I don't know, it ended up messing with me and caused me to never leave my room for about 4 years. So the fear of people is kind of one big deal that I've dealt with for a very long time. You know, plus I have anxiety and depression, so that actually doesn't help, but it's what creates the fear. So guys, if you are scared of large crowds of people, I understand, I know where you're coming from, but don't be like me. Don't stick in your room, don't, you know, stay there for several years and never do anything. I haven't left this bed in several months, literally. The only thing I do is probably go out to the kitchen, get some food, or watch TV, play video games. I never leave this bed, really. It's one of the worst things you can ever do. It's lonely, it's sad, and just don't do it. I really wouldn't recommend something like that. It's the worst feeling ever. Next is another irrational fear that I have, but this one hits a little close to home. This one is dealing with being afraid of being alone. I have abandonment issues. I've always been extremely afraid of being alone. You know, I've been in relationships and, you know, sometimes they don't talk to you. Sometimes you always have to worry about what's going on. You're always afraid that someone's gonna leave you, something's gonna happen. Best friends, girlfriends, everything like that. You're always afraid that someone's gonna leave you and you're gonna be left all alone. I've dealt with this for several years. I've been all alone for 4 or 5 years. I haven't left this bed. I only have one friend in real life that I actually talk to, and it's basically very lonely. I may every once in a while meet that one person that I can talk to for a little bit, and it just disappears. It's one of the worst feelings ever. So dealing with being alone is definitely not good. If you have a friend that maybe you kind of don't like, or, you know, maybe that you talk to all the time but it's not very close, talk to them as much as possible. If you have a friend, be with them almost 24/7. That's the best thing you can do, especially if you have them in real life. That's something you definitely should do. I should take more up on that, but it's a little difficult for me because my best friend Sean always wants to hang out constantly, and due to my fears and my problems, it's very difficult for me. He doesn't, you know, really understand that because I guess he's never really dealt with it. I know he's dealt with, you know, being alone as well because he was homeschooled for several years, wasn't allowed to go to school. But due to my problems, I'm not good with people anymore. I've kind of developed a huge fear of people. Even with him, I can hang out with him, it's just, I don't know, I don't like to 24/7. It's difficult for me. So guys, never, if you're ever feeling alone, never feel like that. It's the worst feeling ever, trust me. I'll talk to you guys, you know, if you ever need something, message me on Twitter or something like that. I will definitely check it out and hopefully I can get back to you. I can't get back to everyone because I've tried that before. I opened up a kick for everyone and it just went crazy. And I kind of got stressed out to the point where I had to quit. So I apologize about that if I had you on kick, and my hair is fucking gross. I'm sweating because it's fucking hot in this room. But anyways, and one final fear that I want to talk about is something that's very, very terrifying for me. Now, that's death. I am terrified of death. Now, back then I used to not be terrified of death. You know, I was at the point where I wanted to die several times. I still, every once in a while, think about it, but I never want to. Now, for some reason, people are okay with death. I used to be okay with it until I actually started thinking about it a lot more. I lost my grandfather a few years back, and I haven't been able to forget because I was forced to go into the room where he was laying dead. It was terrible. I was a really young kid, but I just started thinking that what if when we die, there's nothing there? Like, realistically, if you don't actually think about death as often as I do, you start thinking like you're basically gonna fade to nothing. Like, you're just laying there watching people sit in front of you, maybe not even, you see your family, your friends, and they slowly start fading away. You know you're never gonna get to see them again. You know you're never gonna get to hold or hug or tell anyone that you love them. It's terrifying. It is one of my biggest fucking fears ever. Guys, if you accept death, you know, you wanna die, don't. Realistically, don't. Death is not something you should be proud of. Death is not something you should want. Death is something that you should avoid at all costs. I don't care how bad you're feeling. Death is not something you should deal with. Death is never something you should deal with. I said death 20 fucking times. But realistically, guys, it's not something. Suicide is never the answer. It's just basically a permanent solution to a temporary problem. which I got from one of my favorite songs, but you know, it's realistically true. Suicide is something that's very terrifying. I used to accept it until I scared myself really badly, and now I accept life. I want life. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose all my friends, my family. It's not something I ever want to do. So realistically, guys, if you feel that way, talk to me. Try. I don't know if I'll be able to talk to you back, but I guarantee you can go online, go into my like YouNow or something like that. I guarantee there'll be hundreds of people that can help you. There'll be hundreds of people that are willing to talk to you at all costs. I must look fucking terrible. I'm sweating and my hair's like sticking in my face, and I bet it's disgusting, so I apologize. So yeah, that's basically it for my fears video. I just kind of wanted to explain some, you know, some fears that I have and maybe some that you've had that you can kind of relate to. Now, if you have any fears that you want me to talk about, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and I will definitely check them out, and I will try to make another video based on it. These are not all the fears I have. Trust me, I have millions of fears. So if you guys want to see a second part to this with some of your comments and also some other of my fears, then I'll definitely do that. And if you have any other video ideas, also comment them down below, because I'm kind of running out of ideas and I just I need help. One other thing, guys, there's something I want to show you guys. I've been working on a song. I only have the music down right now, and I don't technically have the lyrics or anything yet, but one second. Da, 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 yeah. So here's my guitar. I don't know if you can actually see it. I have a feeling that the camera's not picking it up or anything, so I apologize. And I apologize if I'm slightly leaned off to the side. I just realized that when I looked at it. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm gonna show you the parts that I do have. Oh my god, hair, stop. Anyways, I'm gonna show you the parts that I do have, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, there's no singing, of course, but hopefully it's good for you guys. And sorry if you can't see the thing, but you'll be able to hear it. I fucked up. Sorry, I had it ended like that. I apologize if that scared you. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Tell me what you think about it. I did mess up a few times because, you know, I'm a little nervous and my hands are slipping a little bit. But yeah, so if you guys liked it, go ahead and tell me if you want to hear lyrics or if you want me to actually make it into a full song. This is just a little thing that I'm writing. I'm not even that good at guitar, but I decided to write it anyways. So yeah, if you did enjoy that, yeah, give me a like and shit. But yeah, so if you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and all that crazy random shiz. There's nothing really left I have to talk about, because normally after I say that I talk about things, but I don't really think I have anything to talk about, except for, yeah, I probably should have played guitar for that. Oh well. But yeah, guys, so I hope you have a great day, night, whatever current time it is for you guys, and I will see you guys later. Subscribe to join the Potato Army today, and I will see you later. The fuck was that?